It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. We've got a load of new beers that have landed into Tesco, and I'm getting into the first one today. This is by Brewdog, and it's Brewdog presents Almost Famous New England IPA, 6.8% ABV, 440 milliliter can, a blockbuster of a brew. I quite like it. It's quite funny for me, and I've not looked too much into this beer. This represents the internet as the internet is today. Brewdog have got their own YouTube channel. When they promote their content on YouTube, it goes out to hundreds of thousands of people. They had their Brewdog TV series a while back where they kind of aggregated all of that content onto YouTube eventually. So they've tried themselves, you know, to go mainstream through a screen, through a television, through a mobile phone, through a tablet. And I think this represents this whole thing. Without further ado, let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. A little bit of smoke on the can opening, beer in the glass. What am I hoping for? Well, the last beer I reviewed from Brewdog was a 15% ABV Punk IPA. It cost me £15 for the bottle. And this was between £3 and £3.50. So there's a striking distance in price here. This one's 6.8% ABV though, but looking at the beer, we've got a one finger white head, a hazy looking amber coloured beer, light amber. The carbonation, yeah, there's quite a bit of carbonation rolling up the side of the glass there. It looks okay. Let's get the aroma. I think they've worked quite hard on this. Now, a lot of people that know Brewdog, have been drinking Brewdog's beers for a number of years now, will recognise that Brewdog has its own distinctive aroma and flavour. You can tell it's a Brewdog beer. And that's the first thing that I kind of zoned in on when I poured the beer and got my nose in. But they've worked hard to try and move away from that. Whether it be the water in Ellen, or just the way they brew their beer, you can always tell a Brewdog beer. But this is more distinctive. This has more. What I'm trying to say is some of the Brewdog beers of past have just smelt hoppy. You can't really recognise a pineapple or a grapefruit or an orange peel. It's like all of those flavours smashed together and you're just getting like one citrusy flavour. But in this drink, in this aroma, you can definitely pick up a bit of peach, a bit of mango, a bit of lychee, a bit of grapefruit, tin pineapple chunks. It smells interesting, it really does. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, and I think as supermarket New England IPAs go, and there seems to be this release in Tesco, I'm going to be very quick with this because I want to bring you the flavour. IPA, double IPA, New England IPA, double dry hopped IPA, double IPA, This summer release in Tesco is centred around IPAs. Most definitely. There's a few boxes over here of lighter IPAs. What I'm trying to get at here is, I think Brewdog have done a little bit of kind of work on this, because they probably realise that they're part of, or they've had a conversation with Tesco, and Tesco have said to them, you're going to be part of this IPA launch for summer 2022. You're going up against Vocation, you're going up against North, you're going up against Northern Monk, you're going to go up against Beavertown, and throw Fieldwork Brewing Company in that kind of batch as well, with these 440ml cans. And I think Brewdog have gone here, we need to up our game a little bit. We need to compete with these other breweries, because they're stealing our lunch. They've already stolen their lunch, by the way, in most people's eyes. If I was to go to a supermarket, for instance, and choose between a North Brewing Company or a Northern Monk or a Brewdog, I'd certainly choose Northern Monk, North, certainly Vocation over Brewdog. So I think Brewdog have gone, we need to start swinging here. We need to come out fighting. And they have with this. There's some grapefruit. There's a bit of orange peel. A little bit of fleshy blood orange. Lychee. Tin pineapple. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Well, it's more than okay, I would say. There's a little bit of sweetness to begin with. Not too much of a bitterness on the back end. This is your £3, £3.50 level, acceptable, supermarket standard craft beer. And they've hit that level. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm not going to complain about the quality of this beer. I'm not going to stand here putting the beer down and stoning the crows, you know. It's of an acceptable level. And I'm pretty sure the Beavertown, certainly the Beavertown, it's going to taste fairly similar. I'm pretty sure of it. It's a level, there's a bar that's been set, and they're all just jumping over the bar, you know. Nobody's clearing the bar by 3 foot. You know, nobody's looking to do that. They've set this £3.50 bar, and they're all just leaping over it, just enough. Just getting their legs over it enough to not knock the bar and not make people complain. It's nicely carbonated. It's got a kind of nice, quite smooth, slightly kind of rich, medium mouthfeel for a New England IPA. 6.8% ABV, it's hidden the alcohol by volume very well. There's a nice bit of lacing on the glass. It's all right, it's all right. It's not going to put your local bottle shop, they're not going to start knocking their knees together in fear, your local bottle shop. But that being said, I think we're in a really interesting situation now, because we're in this cost of living crisis 2022. And I'm wondering whether even £3, £3.50 is going to be a bit of a stretch for people going forward. They're talking about £2 a litre for petrol in June 2022. And I'm not here to be political, and I'm not here to be Mr. Moan and Groan. I'm just living reality here. And are you going to see people going back to a 20-pack, a 12-pack of kind of beer Moretti or a San Miguel or a Carlsberg export? You know, again, and this is where we're at here, an acceptable level lager in a supermarket, an acceptable level, because this is just, acceptable level IPA. But you're paying £3.50 a can for it. Interesting one from Brewdog then. Interesting where we're going forward, where this whole industry is going to go in the next year or two. I think it's going to be really, really interesting to watch and see whether this is sustainable, this £3.50 can of acceptable IPA. People will either, I think, drop down to your San Miguel's, your Birra Moretti's, or if they've got a little bit more money, they might just stick to their local bottle shop and get something slightly better. I'd say slightly better was the wrong word. Quite a bit better, but they'd be paying quite a bit more. Yeah, I think I've covered most of this now. So the ingredients are water, malted barley, tonified wheat, malted oats, hops and yeast. It's one of Brewdog's better beers. It really is one of Brewdog's better beers. I quite like this actually. It's certainly pretty decent for the price point. £3.50 for this. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.